Your network is your net worth. Welcome to Mindset and Marketplace, where we dive deeper into the secrets of building strategic relationships. Today I'm excited to have Eduardo Silva. Thank you for joining us.
It's absolutely my pleasure, Mara. It has been so long that we have been connected, and I have been looking forward for this conversation with you.
Me too. Eduardo, for those who don't know you yet, could you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your background?
Absolutely. My background has been in technology. For most of my life, I have worked with software development, software implementation, project program implementation for large, small, and even startup sized companies. All over the place. I am Brazilian, by the way. I started my career over there, migrated first to the United States till I got here into Switzerland, where I live currently. My passion, my love, where I take energy from though, is no longer technology. It's really leadership, and then with a strong combination of coaching, as I have went deeper down into my mission of enabling people, making them successful, making sure that it's not about me, but it's about our community or group or team or society or enterprise, whatever is the context I'm interested in.
What inspired you to get into leadership, coaching, mentoring, and stuff like that?
People,
Oh,
we go back to many years. Let's not talk about how many years. And I was doing this leadership development program.
mm-hmm.
I was rather young. And I went there just because, a friend of a friend of a friend invited me.
Okay.
And part of the program, or most of the program, was about neurolinguistic programming and how to use it with yourself. So how you can actually access parts of your brain and then connect those parts with what you do, how you do, and goals and so on. And as part of that exercise, we were supposed to start exploring what our mission was.
True.
And even if I absolutely love technology, and if I have some time, I'm doing coding by myself and all those things, I have found that even more than technology, people inspire me. So, for example, just being here with you, we being from different countries, different backgrounds, different stories, different, you name it, right? So many different things, is energizing me. And I felt that and I saw that, well, this is what I want to do. I want, even at that young age, I want people to have the kind of quality experiences I'm having in life, not only as individuals, but also as parts of something bigger. And that's where I started.
That's inspiring. You're talking about people and groups, and your coaching and mentoring and your experience and everything else. How do you use partnership or strategic partnerships in your coaching techniques, let's say, and use them in groups? For example, how do you use partnerships, strategic partnerships, to ensure collaboration between departments in any organization or between teams in an organization? So, yeah.
I love that question. There are two aspects of it that are really important if you're going for collaboration. The first one is finding mutual benefit. And
Mm,
when I say finding mutual benefit, that probably means you have to find what is the benefit for them first, because you probably already know what would be the benefit for you, right? Unless you're making that effort and you're really trying to find that and then to offer that to them, it's going to be really tough, really difficult to get
mm,
collaboration over. And the other thing, so second, is trust. I believe in a trust first approach. So we are establishing a relationship. Well, we establish a relationship, but we don't really know each other that well. I have to give you my trust first so that we start working together. And in the hopes that this trust is going to develop and will also become something mutual. If I start with, just half heart and thinking whether you deserve that trust or not, or maybe you have a secret idea, then it's going to fail, or it's going to be very
True. Very true.
unproductive.
100%.
So those two things will help with that. The other thing that is different is sometimes you need to know that it's not to collaborate, that it's about competing.
How? Tell us more.
Think
Yeah.
about sports. Yeah, I knew you like that. Think about sports, right? Think about Usain Bolt.
Okay.
He's training, and he's training with peers, with colleagues, and they are helping each other. And if you watch his interviews, he shares a lot with people. He gives insights. He has a great, or he is collaborating. But then when it gets to the race, he's not going to collaborate with the competition. He's going to run, right?
True.
And it is the same in business. Sometimes you will get to a situation where two departments, like you used as an example, will have almost inverse priorities, right?
100%.
And then you're really competing for resources, attention from sponsors, money, machines, people, whatever it is. And if
Mm-hmm.
it is a competition, then you need to be aware that it's a competition and play that, not collaboration. So you need to know where you are and be transparent, right? So if you're
Okay.
collaborating, then say you're collaborating and declare that, align on that. If you're competing, be upfront and tell people, hey, we are competing here. And people are going to appreciate that because we also like competing.
True, but in what case does competition happen in organization between departments? I mean, is there a specific case or reason for that? Can you elaborate on this?
For many reasons.
Yeah.
I guess one of the most common is organizational setup or organization structure. Right? You're going to design, especially large organizations, a little bit less on smaller organizations,
Mm-hmm.
have these big groups that were set. They have some assigned goals, very clear goals of what they have to do, what they have to achieve, and so on. And at times, it does happen that the priority and the goals of finance, for example, will have nothing to do with the objectives of a particular project or program team.
Okay.
They are trying to bring costs down. You're trying to do delivery.
Okay.
Okay.
100%.
There will be cases where you can still find a platform to collaborate. Okay,
Of course.
so you're trying to cost down. I can actually enable that for you because on the long run, this is my cost. But eventually, you're working in a program where you actually cannot do that. That's not part of the program, that is not part of your scope, and it's not attainable. Instead of deviating completely from your goals, you will eventually have to compete for the resources.
Okay, I got your point here, but I believe that inside an organization itself, at some point, competing is not the solution. You know, at some point, you have to find common ground. As you said, like you said, you have to find common ground and help one another. Like every department can help grow the other department. You know, what do you say?
That's ideal. I absolutely love that, and that's my default approach.
Okay,
What about when you don't find this common thing?
what do you do?
What about when you can't find this common platform? What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? Like, I mean, I believe bringing a coach, a mentor, an advisor is essential at this point because competing, the word itself feels like it's a win or lose situation. Yeah, and you have to prove yourself, and then people start, the ego starts playing, and the culture gets affected, you know? Things get sensitive around.
It absolutely gets sensitive. And that's part of doing business. That's the toughest part of doing business. You will compete, especially in large organizations, huh? And on the market, when you go to
Mm,
the market, you are going to compete. And it is very often about winning and losing. If you can find common platforms to collaborate where there is win-win, perfect. But I believe it's a little bit of fairy tale to think that all the time you're going to find it. And that's where people sometimes get frustrated or disappointed, demotivated, because if you expect that there is only one way of doing things, so it's only collaboration, it's always about collaboration, then
mm,
every time it's not, you're going to feel bad about it. You're going to lose energy. If you understand that life is about all these options, that everything is happening and more or less at the same time. And sometimes you compete, sometimes you collaborate, sometimes you withdraw.
okay. I guess this is
This
the
is
word I was searching
strategic
for.
thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
withdraw.
is strategic thinking.
Strategic thinking. True, true. Um, Here I want to ask you, speaking on competition and stuff like that, how do you ensure buy-in from C-level leaders once you want, like for example, once you want to get into a corporation where you want to give a training, or whether you have an idea you want to pitch to your leaders, or whenever you have a project you want to introduce to your leaders. How do you ensure buy-in from C-level leaders? And does networking or knowing someone who knows someone help in this?
Yeah, you nailed it. You know that real results, actual results, are not going to happen if you don't get this buy-in.
Mm,
Many times I've seen projects, programs that even get delivered, so you get to the milestone, but they never produce results. And this is a lot in the field of change management. And they don't produce results because they are not used, they are not leveraged, they are not relied upon, they didn't get to the end users or to the customers or clients, whatever it is. And that's the role of these C-level individuals, executives, that should be enabling this. But to your point, you shouldn't take this for granted. You need to do your change management work to bring that up to them, to create awareness, to create motive, to make sure that there is some sort of alignment between what is the buy-in that you want, but what is that they expect, right? They have
okay.
their own plans, their own goals, their own missions. So how you're bringing everything together? It's about doing it early, very early. It's about listening instead of talking all the time. Ask them questions. Try to find that motivation within them and allow them to get those things to you. And understand that sometimes you're not going to get a buy-in. But if you can get at least acknowledgement,
Mm-hmm.
that's already a good thing. That's a first step. And then you can develop from that point. So I would say connect early, listen, ask questions, use your network. Sometimes it's not about you doing that. It's about you asking for somebody that has the access to do that for you. And then if you can't get to the buy-in, go back to your stakeholder map, flag it. Okay, I don't have the buy-in here, but make sure that at least you got the acknowledgement.
I believe I liked the stakeholder map because it helps you identify not whom you need or want, but how to reach that person. And this makes things easier early in the process.
It does. And it's more a tool for you and for the project and for the change management
Mm-hmm.
team to be able to share and understand where people are. I think the stakeholder map got a bad rap for being a platform or a tool where you put some hidden information about secret agendas of the people. That's not really about it. It's more about what is the conversations that we have.
True.
Where are people standing on these and that topic, right? Are these people in favor or they're contrary to what you're trying to do? And if they're contrary to it, do we understand why? It's all about transparency.
Yeah, it's all about researching. At the end of the day, the organization is built on people, the project, everything is built on people. So understanding people and learning human psychology, if I want to say, helps big time once you want to negotiate, communicate, collaborate, partner. Yeah, exactly. So speaking on human psychology, and you learning and being one of the people who are interested in human psychology and the specific NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which I studied also and I love it a lot. How can we use human psychology, NLP, any technique that can come to your mind to uh, connect with people and maintain the connection with them like for a long time?
I would get back to my experiences in the United States because they were so meaningful to me when it comes to relationships, to developing professional relationships, as you said. Because in America, my experience was they are extremely professional. It's so much more focused on that compared to Brazil, where personal interrelationships are very often more important, right? And my learning there was that even in that context, the personal information comes before the professional. The personal relationship comes before the professional relationship. If you can't connect with the human being that's on the other side, nothing is going to happen. Doesn't matter the techniques, the strategies I give you, it's going to be forgotten. It's not going to be valued. At best, you can find somebody that is going to try to manipulate you while you try to manipulate them. That's all you're going to get. Human being first.
Okay.
Who's that person?
True.
Like you did with me, caring to know the pronunciation of my name, exchanging a message here and there when something of significance happens, and then getting more towards your question, staying in touch. You don't do that when you need it. I help so many people from a coaching perspective that are going through career transition. And they ask me, how do I do networking? Should I send an email to Mara and ask her if we can connect? And I'm saying, yes, but you should have done that 2 years ago, not now.
Exactly.
If you're just waiting when you need things to reach out to people, that's not building a relationship. That is finding or fulfilling your interests. Completely different. If you're interested in real relationships, professional relationships, you need to keep in touch. The eventual message, it doesn't need to be much. I have very good people that I know I can trust my life with, that I only talk to or with once a year, sometimes every couple of years, because we are all busy, we're in different places, we are doing different things. But we have built it up to the point that we can be at that stage. And maybe one hint in the technology age, pick up the phone, talk to people. If possible, go and meet them face to face. You can exchange messages as much as you like with people, and that has this amount of value. From the point in time that you talk to them, then you're starting to build something of meaning. And that's why I love technology like this that allows us to be connected, that allows us to exchange as close as possible as if we would be together.
Exactly, and that's why once I start every episode, I say your network is your net worth, and you should start today and now, at this moment, actually networking
Now,
with people. Exactly, and talking to everyone. Like once I started LinkedIn, like 2 years ago or 1.5 years ago, I don't remember. I started going on a meetings with people. Like I did it with you. We chatted through video. We introduced ourselves, and I believe this is very important. Even if you don't want anything from anyone, even if you're not looking for anything, even if you don't have a job, you don't want a job, okay? You're at school, let's say, you're studying, you're not looking for anything. Start talking to people, start talking to leaders if you can, start talking to decision makers, start building relationships because this is an asset. You never know when life happens to you and you need like someone in marketing. Let's say you're starting a business and you need someone in marketing, and you don't know anyone in marketing. You have to go and do all the hassle and the work to search for the best marketing agency, let's say, and must best marketing people. However, if you have the people, you just send a message and it works. You know, it's kind of magic. Networking is magic to me, and because it does wonders.
it does. I was talking to somebody yesterday just to turn a little bit the table a little bit. I was not on the lead. She was on the lead. I wanted some service from her, and we have been connected through LinkedIn, and it has been for, I don't know, 12 months, 15 months, something like that. Like with you, we also did this call early on. We exchanged. It was so funny because she even mentioned that there was no notes of that meeting because the meeting was not about having notes. It was about exchanging, getting to know each other. And then for me, as a client, it was just obvious to connect with her and do business with her. And she was, but this is so easy. Yeah, of course, we have a relationship. Then it's easy.
True, true, and exactly because people hate sales. Let's be real and just be transparent. People hate when once you come and pitch them your product or pitch them your
Oh,
solution,
I hate
right?
it.
Exactly. I do lead generation on LinkedIn sometimes for my CEO, and the message I write is not "we're the best in the world" or "we can help you do X results in Y time." No, we invite them for a 15 minutes call. We tell them we have this because we found this gap in the market, right? So if they find that, oh, okay, this will help me, then they buy into it. If they find that it's not something that is that they are looking for, they say it. And I believe being transparent, as you said, and saying the truth is your key or your way to sell more and sell faster.
Absolutely. And it's
Exactly.
also a better way to live life.
To live life, 100%. Thank you, Eduardo, for joining us. I enjoyed a lot, and I believe our audience have benefited a lot listening to your podcast, to your episode in this podcast. Thank you for tuning into Mindset and Marketplace. Your feedback helps us grow, so please leave us a comment and share your thoughts. Remember, sharing this episode with others who may benefit from our guest insights helps us spread the knowledge and strengthen the community of business leaders. Stay connected.